Are you truly maximizing the wisdom from your experiences or letting valuable lessons slip away? Welcome to Bookish Mind, Season '09, Episode '07, as we dive into Chapter 7 of John C. Maxwell's insightful book, How Successful People Think. Today, we're unpacking a concept that, well, it's absolutely crucial for personal growth, yet it often gets completely overlooked in our relentless, always-on world, reflective thinking. We're constantly doing, but rarely processing. I like to think of reflective thinking as the crock-pot of the mind.
Mm, I like that analogy.
Yeah, it's that slow, deliberate simmer where your thoughts aren't rushed. They're encouraged to fully cook until they're truly done. It's about revisiting your triumphs and your missteps, figuring out what you need to integrate and repeat.
And then maybe what not to repeat.
Exactly. What you absolutely need to change. Because let's be honest, in our fast-paced society, we're encouraged to just react and act rather than truly think. But as the brilliant mathematician Jules-Henri Poincaré once observed, to doubt everything or to believe everything are two equally convenient solutions. Both dispense with the necessity of reflection. He really cut right to the core of it, didn't he?
He absolutely did. And what's so often missed is just how vital that quiet simmering time really is. Most people just, well, they bypass it.
Yeah, they do.
Yet without it, you're essentially letting invaluable lessons from your own life experiences just slip through your fingers.
Totally.
Reflective thinking allows you to mentally step back into past situations, but this time you revisit them with the benefit of hindsight and, more mature perspective.
Right, with fresh eyes.
It's a powerful exercise for personal growth because it's not just about recalling what happened, it's about extracting the gold, the wisdom, the actionable insights that you might otherwise never uncover. It's truly a shortcut to deeper understanding.
So, if we're letting all this wisdom slip away, how do we actually capture it? Our source outlines 5 core benefits of reflective thinking that show us just how transformative this practice can be. The first one, it's about gaining true perspective.
Perspective. Key.
I mean, do we truly grasp the full value of our experiences? Or do some amazing moments just become hazy memories we vaguely recall? I loved this simple anecdote from the book, asking children 2 questions after a vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it was Disney World or like a visit to a museum. What did you like best and what did you learn?
Simple questions.
So simple. But that simple act prompted them to reflect, to really appreciate the experience beyond just the surface level fun.
And that seemingly small act of prompting reflection, it can yield immense results. It enables you to evaluate the timing of events, to appreciate aspects you might not have even noticed in the moment.
Things you miss.
Exactly. And to ultimately gain a completely new understanding. Think about it. Many of us only truly recognize the depth of our parents' sacrifices once we become parents ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. That hits home.
That deeper understanding, that full context, that's the kind of perspective that only comes with deliberate reflection. It helps place every experience exactly where it belongs within the larger narrative of your life.
And building on that perspective, here's where reflective thinking gets profoundly interesting. It gives emotional integrity to your thought life.
Emotional integrity.
Because let's face it, very few of us have good perspective when we're in the thick of an intense emotional moment, right?
Almost impossible.
The book points out that when we experience a thrill, our first instinct is often to try and recapture it without truly evaluating it. We just chase the next rush.
Right. Or avoid the pain.
And conversely, exactly. If we survive something traumatic, our natural tendency is to avoid similar situations at all costs, which can, unfortunately, leave us tied up in what the author calls emotional knots.
That's precisely it. Reflective thinking provides the necessary distance to step away from those intense emotions, whether they're incredibly exhilarating or deeply painful, and see those experiences with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
You can examine past thrills with a sense of emotional maturity, and tragedies can be processed in the clear light of truth and logic. As President George Washington wisely advised, we ought not to look back unless it is to derive useful lessons from past errors and for the purpose of profiting by dearly bought experience.
Such great advice.
The crucial insight here is that any feeling that can stand up to the truth and be sustained over time, that's what truly possesses emotional integrity. It's worthy of your attention, and it's reflection that helps you identify those feelings.
So, okay, once you've gained that emotional clarity, what's the natural next step? How does reflection actually translate into more confident decisions?
Yeah.
Because I know I've certainly made a snap judgment, only to lie awake later wondering if I did the right thing.
Oh, we've all been there.
That second-guessing
Yeah,
reflection can really help diffuse that.
it really can. What's fascinating here is that once you've genuinely reflected on an issue, you essentially create these mental road markers in your mind.
Road markers. Okay.
This means that the next time you're faced with a similar situation, you don't have to retread every single step of the thinking process. You've already done the heavy lifting, established a clear path.
Right, you've paved the way.
Exactly. This significantly compresses and speeds up your thinking time, which in turn fuels your confidence. And over time, this consistent reflective practice can even sharpen your intuition, making future decisions feel more natural, more assured,
Less doubt.
and less prone to that debilitating self-doubt.
Yeah. That sounds incredibly valuable. And perhaps the greatest gift of reflection, building on all these benefits, is its ability to help us cut through the noise and truly see the big picture.
The big picture, yes.
When you're in the thick of it, like, say, someone losing their job, it's often impossible to gain that context.
Exactly. For someone who loses their job, reflecting on what transpired can help them identify a clear pattern of events that led to their dismissal.
Oh.
They'll gain a deeper understanding of what happened, why it happened, and acknowledge their own responsibility in the situation.
Which can be hard.
Very hard. But then, crucially, by reflecting on the incidents that followed, they might realize that in the larger scheme of things, they're actually better off in their new position because it aligns more closely with their skills and desires.
Wow. Okay.
Without that dedicated reflection, that significant big picture clarity is very often missed. It's almost impossible to see when you're just reacting or moving forward without a pause.
And finally, a fifth profound benefit. Reflective thinking transforms a good experience into a valuable experience.
Good versus valuable. Interesting distinction.
Yeah. Think back to when you were first starting your career. Did it feel impossible to get a foot in the door because you didn't have enough experience?
Definitely felt that way.
But then, frustratingly, you'd see people with 20 years on the job who were still doing their work poorly.
Right. Experience doesn't automatically equal competence.
Exactly. As William Shakespeare famously wrote, experience is a jewel, and it had need be so, for it is often purchased at an infinite rate. But the truth is, experience alone isn't what makes something truly valuable.
That's the core insight here. It's not necessarily experience itself that is valuable. It's the insight people gain because of their experience.
The insight, okay.
And reflective thinking is precisely what turns that raw experience into valuable insight. Mark Twain has this wonderful classic anecdote about a cat.
Oh, the cat on the stove? Yes.
That's the one. The cat sits down on a hot stove lid. He said she will never sit down on a hot stove lid again. And that as well. But also, she will never sit down on a cold one anymore.
Right.
This raises an important question. Are we like that cat? Do we only learn to avoid the pain, or do we extract all the wisdom?
Good question.
An experience becomes truly valuable when it informs or equips us to meet new similar experiences, not just avoid the last bad one. Reflective thinking helps us do exactly that, moving us beyond simple avoidance to genuine growth.
Okay, so if reflective thinking is this powerful, how do we actually do it? Because for most of us, it doesn't come naturally.
It really doesn't. It takes effort.
Our source offers 5 practical steps to embrace these lessons. The first is simply this: set aside time for reflection.
Sounds basic, but it's foundational.
It is. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates famously observed, "The unexamined life is not worth living." But let's be real, reflection can be deeply uncomfortable for many.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe you find it hard to focus, or you find the process a bit dull, or perhaps you just don't like confronting difficult emotions.
You've hit on a critical point. If you don't intentionally carve out the time for it, it simply won't happen.
If it's pushed aside.
In our busy lives, reflection is often the first thing to get squeezed out because it feels, unproductive in the moment. But the truth is, it's one of the most productive things you can do for your growth and clarity.
Right. Long-term productive.
You have to commit to giving it the space it demands. It won't just magically appear.
And once you've made that commitment, the second step is crucial. Remove yourself from distraction.
Absolutely critical.
Reflection, like any other kind of deep thinking, absolutely requires solitude. Distraction and reflection simply don't mix.
No way.
You can't truly engage in it well near a blaring TV in a bustling cubicle while your phone is buzzing constantly, or with children playing in the same room. It needs quiet, a deliberate separation from the noise of daily life.
Precisely. The author of our source shares how they make time for this, whether it's 30 minutes in a spa, an hour on a rock in their backyard, or maybe a few hours in a comfortable office chair.
Finding your spot.
The specific place isn't what matters. What's essential is that you proactively remove yourself from potential distractions and interruptions. Find your quiet sanctuary, wherever that may be, to allow your thoughts to truly simmer and unfold without interference.
Okay, for the third practical step, here's a tip that many people completely overlook. Regularly review your calendar or journal.
Using tools differently.
Exactly. Most of us use our calendars for planning forward, which is great, but very few use them as a reflective thinking tool. Yet, what better way to review where you've been and what you've done?
It's right there.
Our author even has a specific method for journaling. They figure out their thoughts and feelings first, then write down the significant insights and action points, and then immediately file or execute those action points. Very proactive.
This method is so powerful because calendars and journals serve as essential reminders of exactly how you've spent your time.
Yeah, they don't lie.
They'll show you if your activities truly align with your stated priorities and help you gauge whether you're making real progress towards your goals. They also offer a crucial opportunity to recall activities you might not have had the time to reflect on previously,
Stuff you forgot about.
preventing valuable thoughts and lessons from simply being lost to the rush of daily life. It's like creating a historical record for your own personal growth.
That makes perfect sense. And once you're reviewing, the fourth step is absolutely key to mining that gold from your thoughts. Ask the right questions.
Quality in, quality out.
Totally. The quality of your reflection depends entirely on the questions you pose to yourself. The better the questions, the richer the insights you'll uncover. The author uses a framework of thinking in terms of values, relationships, and experiences.
And this is where you can truly personalize the process. Think about categories relevant to your life.
Yeah.
For personal growth, you might ask, what have I learned today that will help me grow? How can I apply it?
Good ones.
When thinking about adding value, consider, to whom did I add value today? How do I know? And for leadership, reflect. Did I lead by example today? Did I lift my people and organization?
Powerful questions.
These are just a few categories. The key is to personalize your questions to your unique values and circumstances, allowing them to guide your reflection to the most impactful areas.
Those are fantastic starting points for drilling down. And finally, the fifth step is perhaps the most critical for cementing your learning action.
Making it stick.
Yes. While writing down your thoughts from reflective thinking is valuable, nothing helps you grow quite like putting those thoughts into action. To do that, you have to be incredibly intentional.
That's so true. I mean, we've all been there. You read a great book, attend an inspiring conference, or listen to a powerful message. You take notes, you get excited, but then...
When notebook goes on the shelf.
Exactly. Nothing happens. You close your notebook, and those brilliant concepts just sit there. You might get a temporary surge of motivation, but it doesn't lead to lasting change.
It's a little frustrating.
The author describes their own note-taking system as a way to ensure this doesn't happen. They use symbols to categorize insights for future action, whether to revisit material, file it by subject, use it in a presentation, or develop an idea further.
A system for action.
This intentionality is key. When you go to a conference, you revisit what you heard, you reflect on it, and then you put it into action. That is how what you hear can truly change your life. It's the bridge between knowing and growing.
That's a great way to put it. The bridge between knowing and growing. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Ultimately, reflective thinking offers three profound values. It gives you perspective within context.
Seeing the whole picture.
It allows you to continually connect with your own journey. And it provides invaluable counsel and direction concerning your future. It truly is an indispensable tool for personal growth, something few other practices can offer so comprehensively.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it all boils down to this singular, powerful question for you to consider. Am I regularly revisiting the past to gain a true perspective and think with understanding?
It really is a powerful question, isn't it? So as you go about your day, consider how you can start integrating reflective thinking into your own life. Even small, consistent moments of pause, of deliberate simmering, can unlock incredible wisdom from your experiences. Don't just let those valuable lessons slip away. Take the time to truly reflect.